Good morning. We work every day with Virginia teachers, helping them get our students ready to be more effective decision makers and stronger participants in our economy. Today we are here to recognize and celebrate the creativity of some of the best. We will start with the winners of the mini grants, then innovative lessons and units, and as soon as I call your name, please come forward. And today we look forward to hearing briefly from each of you about what your students have learned in your classrooms. So we'll start with the mini grants. In 2012, the Council initiated the mini grant program. Teachers are invited to apply for grants of up to $250 to assist them in teaching economics and/or personal finance education in their classrooms. The program has provided successful, and each year we receive multiple entries for this. The mini grant recipients submit follow-up reports, which are encouraging and fun to read. It is gratifying to see how teachers are using creative ways to teach economics based on the content or inspiration from the VCE affiliated centers. Today we will acknowledge one teacher in the mini grant category, and this winner is Logan Stana from Plains Elementary School in Rockingham County. But unfortunately, she is unable to be with us today. We will mail her award recognition to her, and we appreciate her teaching and using creative ways to teach creative thinking using spending and saving in the classroom. So now we will move on to the K through 12 lesson and unit plan category, and we'll start with our third place recipient. The third place Outstanding Economics and/or Personal Finance lesson, unit, or even a performance-based assessment winner was a hard decision to make. But today we will recognize one group of teachers who have wrote a lesson that we have found worthy of the third place, and they will be splitting a $250 prize amount. Would Sam Agami and Lindsay Thompson from Princess Anne Middle School in Virginia Beach please come forward? They are being recognized for their middle school Shark Tank and entrepreneurial simulation lesson. And now we'll get to hear a few words from them about the lesson.
Okay, thank you very much. What we did turned out really well. I believe very passionately in entrepreneurship really being the foundation of the American economy. And this is a lesson that's evolved over the years. My partner, Lindsay, has been really instrumental in modernizing and making this even more appealing. One of the things I think we do really well is realistically simulating the process of developing a business idea. We have our students actually develop a pretty detailed business plan where they have to identify, using evidence, that there's a market for their particular idea. They have to do some research to make sure they're not violating any trademarks or patents that exist out there. They have to develop a plan for marketing, how they're going to get the word out about their products. They have to develop a plan after they've identified who their potential competitors would be and how they're going to take market share away from them. So for 8th graders, this is pretty heady stuff, but with the 8th graders' youth comes a lot of enthusiasm, and they come up with some really interesting ideas, from the very conventional to the very innovative. And the new part we did, I've done a version of this lesson for a long time. I've been teaching for 21 years. I've been doing this probably close to 18. However, what we decided to do, and this was mostly her idea, is we developed a business fair where the kids had to come up with a presentation about their business idea. And we got other teachers in the building to volunteer to be venture capitalists to come in and hear their presentations and grade them. And then we choose the best of the best, and we have a Shark Tank assembly similar to the TV show where they are up on the stage in the auditorium and actually present their ideas. And we get local business owners and managers to come volunteer from the community, and they serve as our sharks and drill them with questions, and they have to react. So it's a really interesting process. We do it as a culmination of the whole year's study. We do it in the last week of school. The students, I think, learn a lot about being entrepreneurs, about what it takes to actually develop a new idea and be a success. And I think that's what the American economy really needs, are enthusiastic entrepreneurs. And one of the things about teachers is you always wonder what happens to your kids when they walk out the door. You never know how they wind out. Now, a lot of you are probably going to think I made up this story because it works out really just too perfectly. Just yesterday morning, I stopped by the local grocery store to pick up a salad from the salad bar for my lunch. And the lady comes up to me at the checkout line. It's like, "Aren't you Mr. Agami?" Like, "Yeah." Like, "You teach at Princess Anne Middle?" Like, "Yeah." "You might remember my son Dylan," and say, "Yeah, I actually remember that kid because he was a kid I had in my debate team as well as in my class." Like, "How old is he now?" I was, "Oh, he's 27. Wow, okay. Well, what's he doing these days? How's he doing?" It's like, "You're not going to believe this. He just got his PhD in economics." So that makes you feel good that somebody's learning something about economics, that somebody is at least taking these lessons to heart. So I'd like to thank all of you for giving us this wonderful honor. Ruth Cookson for helping us along the way. She does so much for us. At Princess Anne Middle in Virginia Beach, we have a great school with a great set of administrators. Mr. Buchholz is representing them here today. We appreciate his support. And we love everything the VCE does. And thank you so much to Richmond Fed. And like I said, this is a true honor, and both of us really appreciate it. Thank you.